After years of expansion, peace, and prosperity, the Islamic Caliphate stood as a beacon of the world under the leadership of Hazrat Uthman bin Affan, the third Caliph of Islam. The Quran had been unified, trade routes flourished, the Islamic Navy had been established, and justice was spread across the lands. Yet, as history often shows, when greatness rises, envy and confusion follow. The golden age of the Caliphate was slowly being shadowed by a new challenge, an internal fitna, a rebellion that did not come from enemies of Islam but from within the very rank of Muslims themselves. The early Muslim community had grown vast. From North Africa to Central Asia, governors were appointed to manage provinces, a necessity for such a large empire. Hazrat Uthman, known for his kindness and trust in people, appointed many capable administrators, some of whom were from his tribe Banu Umayyah. But political jealousy began to twist these decisions. Opponents starting saying he only favored his family. The Khalifa gave power to Quraysh, not to others. These were not true, but the whispers spread, and these whispers became weapons in the hands of people who sought chaos. There were different types of rebellions. Number 1. Political rebellion. Those who were jealous of losing authority in the early Islamic government. Former governors and tribal leaders who wanted influence back. Number 2. Social rebellion. People from far off lands who never saw the Prophet ﷺ or early simplicity. They saw the growing empire and confused prosperity with corruption. Number 3. Religious rebellion. Hypocrites who pretended to act in the name of religion. They used Quranic verses to attack the Khalifa's character, twisting words for their own agenda. These movements slowly merged into one coordinated fitna, all connected to Sabah, deceitful message. Across the empire, 3 major centers became hotbeds of rebellion. Number 1. Egypt, led by a group who falsely claimed the governor was unjust. Number 2. Kufa, where tribal rivalries and jealousy were stirred. Number 3. Basra, where greedy men twisted religious talk into politics. Each group began writing letters not only to each other but also to Medina, pretending to be concerned Muslims. Their aim to break the trust between the Khalifa and his people. The rebellion found a leader, Abdullah bin Sabah, a man of Jewish origin from Yemen who pretended to accept Islam. His real aim was to destroy the unity of Muslims. He moved secretly between cities Egypt, Kufa and Basra, forming groups who claimed to reform the Caliphate, but in reality, they were spreading lies. He used emotional argument to manipulate people, saying every prophet had a successor, why not Ali? Osman has changed the system, the wealth is being used unfairly. He created a network of writers and rumors mongers. Letters were forged, fake complaint, fake witness, and even fake signature of companions. And as these letters circulated, small sparks of rebellion began appearing in every province. When these complaints reached Medina, Hazrat Uthman did not react with pride or anger. Instead, he said, "Bring your proof. If I am wrong, I will correct myself. If I am right, then fear Allah and do not follow falsehood." He sent Hazrat Ali, Talha, and Hazrat Zubair to investigate. They visited Egypt, Kufa, and Basra and returned with one message: "O Amirul Mu'minin, all these accusations are false. The people are being misled." Even then, Hazrat Uthman forgave the rebels and made administrative changes only to calm hearts. He thought kindness would heal division, and for some, mercy became an opportunity. While all this was happening, Hazrat Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan, the governor of Syria, stood firm as one of the most loyal and capable administrators under Hazrat Uthman. Syria was the most stable province, disciplined and loyal to the Caliphate. The people of Sham loved Muawiyah for his justice, intelligence and fairness. When news of unrest reached him, Muawiyah immediately wrote to Hazrat Uthman, "O Amirul Mu'minin, send me an army or allow me to come to Medina and guard you myself." But Hazrat Uthman refused, replying gently, "I do not want the sword to be raised among Muslims. I will not let my protection cause bloodshed." Muawiyah respected his decision but remained deeply concerned. He tried repeatedly to convince the Khalifa to move temporarily to Damascus for safety, saying, "The people of Sham will protect you as they protect their own lives." But Hazrat Uthman insisted on staying in Medina, the city of Prophet ﷺ, believing it was his duty to remain where Islam began. Even then, Muawiyah sent spies and messengers to keep him informed. He strengthened the border, stopped false letters from entering Syria, and made sure that Fitna did not reach his province. Syria remained peaceful only because of his discipline, loyalty, and early control over propaganda. In truth, Muawiyah was one of the few leaders who fully understood how dangerous this rebellion could become. Back in the rest of the empire, the rebels gained confidence. They began to coordinate their actions. They planned that during the season of Hajj, they would send groups to Medina under the disguise of pilgrims seeking justice. Hazrat Uthman welcomed them, heard their complaint, and even changed some appointments again to please them. He never closed the door of dialogue. But the conspirators' goal was no longer peace, it was chaos. Their network spread so wide that even ordinary Muslims started to get confused, unable to tell truth from rumor. Even as the situation worsened, Hazrat Uthman remained calm. He addressed people in the mosque saying, "O people, I have done nothing but follow the Quran and Sunnah. I have erred, guide me, do not rebel against me." He reminded them of the Prophet ﷺ warning that after his time Muslims would face internal division. He urged everyone to hold on to the unity of the Ummah and not become tools of Fitna. But his words reached hearts differently. To the sincere, they brought tears. To the deceived, they sounded like politics. While Egypt, Kufa and Basra were boiling with unrest, Syria under Muawiyah was an example of loyalty and order. The people of Sham were disciplined and deeply respectful toward the Khalifa. Not a single organized rebellion rose there because Muawiyah immediately silenced any voice that hinted toward disunity. He often said to his commander, "If one lie can shake the Caliphate, then one truth must be louder than 1,000 lies." He sent envoys to Medina repeatedly urging Hazrat Uthman to act decisively, but each time the Khalifa patience overruled politics. His belief was simple: violence between Muslims would destroy the spirit of Islam. But now Medina had become tense. Companions were divided not in faith but in opinion. Some, like Hazrat Ali, urged dialogue. Others felt firm action was necessary, but everyone still respected Hazrat Uthman deeply. No one wanted harm to come to him. The rebel outside Medina, however, continued spreading lies, claiming even the companions had turned against the Khalifa. That was their strategy to isolate the leader by breaking trust around him. And thus, the final years of Hazrat Uthman Caliphate became a test not of military power but of patience and truth. A test for every believer, whether to believe rumors or seek facts, whether to stand for unity or fall into division. Hazrat Uthman stood as a mountain of patience, refusing to let his hand to be stained with Muslim blood. Hazrat Muawiyah stood as a wall protection, keeping the rebellion from spreading further. This was not a just political story, it was the first great fitna in Islamic history, a mirror showing how misinformation, jealousy, and ambition can shake even the strongest of nations. And this is where the story pauses. Before swords were down, before Medina fell into rest. This was the calm before the storm, the last chapter of peace before tragedy. This story of Hazrat Uthman reminds us that truth is tested from within. Stay with me in the next part as we uncover how this fitna moved from words to action. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.